Guys, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. This has actually been the best trading week in terms of percentages and results this entire year. So I thought I'd actually document that and show you how sometimes one week completely elevate your results. I took 3 trades this week. I traded 2 pairs, which was dollar Swiss and euro pound, and I did a scale in for dollar Swiss, and it's just crazy because I don't really tend to trade these pairs. They're in my plan if the setup is very high probability, and in this case they were. So I thought I'd just quickly jump into it and just show you straight off the bat what I was seeing, why I took the trade, and how these 2 or 3 trades ended up resulted in me having, the biggest sort of week in my entire year. Let's just jump straight into it. I don't want to drag this any longer. Try and keep it as straightforward and precise as possible. So we're starting on the 4-hour because this is where you can sort of see structure and nature. First of all, things that stand out to me is that we have broken this sideways channel. But how did we break it? We broke it correctively in a form of an ascending channel. And look at this retrace 4-hour candle. So I was looking for shorts. We were also having this double top formation, but something that you had to keep in mind, and what I saw, was that if we jump on the 1-hour, you'll see it more clearly. We didn't actually touch it, or we didn't actually reach it. So when I was actually taking this trade, I was stacking all the confluences. Okay, we've broken it correctively. We're in this 3-touch ascending channel, but we didn't reach the double top. And this is where, I guess, lesson number 1, or quick tip number 1 is, we're not looking for perfection. There's so many other confluences that stack up and reasons why I should take the trade, and I wasn't going to let that one thing not let me take the trade, if that makes sense. So anyways, we had that 1, 2, 3, didn't reach the double top, but I was aware that if we get, for example, descending structure here, we could be coming back up to tap this double top before moving to the downside. But we're weighing out possibles and probables here, and the probability of this playing to the downside. So I saw the setup, and I actually went to the lower time frames because there was almost like a mini hover. And what I mean by that is, I'll just show you. If I just take this piece of price action, this is pretty clean because what we have here is the bear flag, which is this, and then within that we have a hover. So this is what I class as a hover. So again, what happened was I set my order with a 15 pip stop. I just do this, 50. Jump back on the 1-hour. Questions I asked myself, you guys know this already. Can I move it to break even at the start of the correction? Yes, I can. It's at 2.36, and on the larger scale, is this at least a 3-to-1? It's around a 7.75%. So I was happy to take that trade. If anything changes, if price decides to come back up to the double top or anything changes, then I'm prepared and I've already forecasted the possible and probable scenarios. Now let's have a look and see what happens. I actually quickly get taken in, and this was pretty simple to manage in the sense that it played out and it committed to the downside. Once it did move to the downside, I moved it to break even straight away. And once we broke this region here, moved it to that 90% rule. And then I was naturally looking for a scale in. We were moving impulsively. This is what I would call an impulsive leg, and not many pullbacks. And in fact, I did catch this scale in right here, but I'm not going to show that in the video because that's pretty self-explanatory. Basically timed that in the double top in the 15-minute channel. I've actually backtested sort of double top formations in an impulsive leg. This is where I would use it. And the thing is, it's quite funny because I don't tend to trade Swiss pairs or Euro pound pairs, which is sort of the next trade you'll see. But this was quite high probability and I was happy to take that. So once we've got that pullback, moved it up here, and I'll actually show you exactly where I sort of got in, etc. But yeah, we broke this ascending, almost ascending channel, sideways correction, and then I trailed my stop again, naturally here. Another question that I get, which is sort of, do I set profit targets? Not really. I'm aware of like certain value areas, such as this region here in this trend line, and then if we had like a double bottom here, we'll see how price reacts, and then I will naturally trail my stops. So what happens is I currently would have two positions running, almost like this. I'd say it's almost like this. It's getting quite messy, so actually not include that. But then I'm looking to see if this is forming another scale-in, or do we get almost like a retest at the top here to move down again, where this becomes almost like a correction. And what happens is I get taken out, but this is exactly sort of my entry exits, etc. So I guess from the dollar Swiss short, I banked 7.06 on the first trade, and then the scaling just got under 2%. Again, it was just really about weighing the not the pros and cons, but like the confluences, and not letting that perfectionist mindset get in the way of you taking the trade. So that is something I really want to share with you guys, is don't be a perfectionist. And the second one was just being aware of value areas in terms of, you don't have to choke the trade by setting a profit target. What I personally do is just trail my stops. And I find that I can capitalize much better with the pair. So I just want to move on to Euro Pound now. And again, I don't really tend to trade Euro Pound, but it was on the watch list, and I saw a setup that I couldn't say no to, and it was part of my plan. So it was kind of a no-brainer trade for me to take. So with Euro Pound, I just got taken out today, which is Friday the 6th of December, which is when I'm filming. And let's just jump on the daily chart. So here we have a descending channel, which is a reversal to move to the upside, but we don't know when that's going to happen. Initially I had this double bottom over here, but you'll see that we kind of break through it. But let me put one in that region so you can see sort of my thinking process of when we do approach that. If we just jump on the 4 hour. So we know that we're in a descending channel to move to the upside, but doesn't mean that we can get involved in a short-term move to the downside, almost like playing this region here. And if we just jump on the 1 hour, this is another thing that I sort of keep in mind, is we look here, does that impulse put me off? Initially, right in the beginning, maybe in my journey, I would say, yeah, okay, I see an impulse up, that's gonna move to the upside. But again, remember guys, that impulse or that move to the upside isn't confirmed unless we get continuation to the upside. More importantly is that we didn't really break this this trend line, which has been respecting here and here. We're at the third touch here. So that was sort of screaming out that, okay, this is what my thinking process. If we move back down, almost retracing that move, then it sort of invalidates this impulsive candle. Or if we get continuation to the downside, then we can take that as an opportunity. And it's happened. You can even look left, you see it here, we have a move up, and it completely just retraces, creates a tight flag, and then moves to the downside. So that was my thinking process. Now, if I just move on, what happens is, we're getting this tight flag formation, so naturally I'm setting my order. 15 pip stop was enough for this trade. And again, can I move it to break even? You can even say here to this double bottom, to the double bottom here, 3.41, and I mean to here would be 4%, potential 5%, etc. Anyways, what happens is we quickly get triggered in, and I want to show you the structure on 15 minute. This is sort of what it looked at, by the way. So yeah, we get triggered in, and again, this is just another one. It's just crazy. There was so much momentum in the first week of December that there was multiple pairs that kind of took off. And you know, I only got involved with 2 pairs, yet I was able to take 15.06 in total for the week. And I only took 3 trades, 2 pairs, and there was literally an abundance of moves that happened. So management was pretty simple, just moved it to break even. Didn't get really many pullbacks. There was an opportunity for a scaling, which I didn't get involved with. Again, just trailing my stop as we sort of move out. For example, could have taken this as a correction to the downside, but wasn't aware of it at the time, and then I believe I moved it as we broke this low here, then I moved it here, then we broke this double bottom. So again, guys, imagine I set my take profit to this double bottom. Just to remind you where the double bottom is, it's this double bottom here. So here and here. So imagine I set my profit target to there. Hold on, I just lost my lines. So imagine I set my profit target to that first double bottom, then I'd bank 4%, but you can see that price continued a bit lower, and then price began to chop a little bit, slow down. So I moved my stop, I believe around just above this, around this this double bottom, and then we moved. We're starting to get some sort of descending here, and I'm just continually just trading my stop. Really, that's how I manage. And at some point, I just get taken out, and my real entry is here. This is the real sort of stats, or this is the real entry, exit management as well, that I took. And from that I took 6.05%. So yeah, in total, first week of December, 15.06 in total, which is crazy. Never had that sort of result, so I'm super humbled. And it's just preparation, guys, forecasting, and I've got something to share with you guys. Might be in the next video. I guess might have helped in terms of taking the positions and just being aware. So I hope that breakdown sort of helped again. So I guess the key lesson from Euro Pound was, don't be put off by an impulsive candle. You're aware of the other scenarios, and just because we may be in, I don't know, a descending structure, doesn't mean we can't get involved with like a short-term move if the setup is there, and if you can be prepared, and if the risk to reward sort of makes sense. So guys, I hope this was valuable, and I'll see you guys in the next video.